guys, it's India. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another crochet braid video, but today, girl, I am going to be sharing with you some human hair crochet braids. Thank you so much to Coilycue for sending over these crochet braids and sponsoring today's video. They sent over the kinky straight hair in 24 inches. There are other textures available on the website. If you guys do not want straight hair, there are curly options as well. This is also a Black-owned brand, so shout out to them. Let's go ahead and discuss the bundles. So you are going to get 4 bundles in this pack. 2 of them are going to be one style and the other 2 are going to be another style. So this first style that I'm showing you here just has this one long piece with a hard section in the middle. The other 2 bundles that you're going to receive also have the hard section in the middle, but they also have this kind of like eye tip thing on it that looks similar to something that would be on a micro link. So you guys are going to see when we actually install the hair how that's going to work. This crochet braid hair basically comes like bundles, so it is a natural black color. I decided that I'm going to do leave out with this style. I'll explain to you guys later on in the video why, but because of that, I did want to go ahead and dye the bundles. So I used my Revlon Color Silk. This is my favorite box dye. I love to use. I use it on any type of bundles, human hair that I'm dyeing. And I also use it to dye my own hair. So I use the color Soft Black and everything blended perfectly. The hair does come with a wrap around it like I showed you guys when I was unboxing it, but I took that off to make sure that I could dye the bundles properly. So then once I was done and I was ready to rinse out the dye, I took each strand, put it in like one bundle together, and then wrapped the ponytail holder around it so that the hair would not get tangled up, and this worked out great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the installation. This is my braiding pattern. So you guys can see I have 4 braids on each side and I have 6 braids in the back. I also have leave out. So the first part in the front that's just twisted is leave out. And then you guys can see I'm showing you I have 1 braid going from each side and I connected it into one in the end. Now I'm going to take that braid and I am going to use my beater and I am going to basically put it into itself. So insert the beater and then just pull that braid through so that it can kind of lace through and be at the nape of your neck. This piece of braid can serve as leave out. So if you decide that you want to do your hair in a ponytail, any type of updo, you can go ahead and undo that, blow dry it, flat iron it, and be good to go. I didn't want to leave it out because I did not see a need. I did use the braiding rack, you guys can see. I went ahead and separated the hair individually before I got started. So here we are on our first piece of hair that we're installing. You guys saw I put the beater forward and we're going to do the invisible knot method on this very first braid. So I am pulling through only less than 1/2 of the hair and I am knotting it 3 to 4 times before I pull it tight. Now remember I told you guys each piece has this kind of like hard section on it. So you want to make sure that that hard piece is either behind the braid or it's underneath it. Otherwise, it's going to be sticking up and you're going to be able to see it. So you want to do the invisible knot method along this whole braid in the front. So you're going to keep putting the beater forward. You're going to pull through. You can either pull through completely half of the hair, or you can pull through a little less than half, which is what I did. You're going to take that and once again, you're going to do it, knot it about 3 to 4 times and then pull it tight and make sure that that hard part is either behind the braid or underneath it. You're going to want to do that for the entire braid in the front and you guys can see how flat it is. There are no knots. When I undo this little piece of leave out I have in the front, it blends perfectly. So you'll be able to put your hair up in a bun or, you know, pin back one side, whatever you want to do. So you guys can see how seamless it looks in the front when you do the invisible knot method. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the other style of hair that I showed you guys that has this little like eye tip thing on it. Now I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but that's what it looks like. So what I did was take it and kind of just pull it down just enough so that there's space enough for me to get my fingers through it. So I'm taking my beater, I am putting it into the braid, and then I am just taking, like we always do, the loop, put it under the braid, and now we have one piece of hair on both sides. Now you're going to want to put your fingers through this loop, and then you're going to want to knot this hair about 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Once you do this, you're going to want to take that I-tip and you're going to want to pull it towards the opening of the loop. So you want to bring it towards the loop, not away from it. Once you do that, you'll be able to take the long piece of hair that's hanging and see you're just able to push it up and it's locked in place. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's how you want to do this for the ones that have the I-tip on it. So take the hair, pull the I-tip just enough so that you're able to get your fingers through the loop. And then you're going to do the beater like you always do, put it into the braid or under the braid. And then you're going to do your loop 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times. And then you're going to take the I-tip, you're going to push it towards the opening of the loop. I'm kept this in real time for you guys. So opening of the loop, and then once you do that, you will take the hair and you will just push the I-tip towards your braid and it's locked in place. It's super easy to do. Now, right here, this middle section, you guys can see I'm doing a middle part leave out. You want to do this part as the invisible knot method because it's right at the top of your head. So you're gonna do it the same way. It's just that you're gonna bring the beater towards your part. So then once again, we're taking just less than half of the hair. We're knotting it through the loop about 3 to 4 times, and then we're pulling it tight. And when you do this, the part with the knot will be at the bottom, the part without the knot will be at the top. And then you guys can see right there, you'll be able to slide that in right into your braid. So you cannot see the knot. So just take your beater, put it towards your part. Even if you don't do a middle part, if you do a left or a right, just make sure that you're always bringing your beater towards your part. So this, when you flip the hair, the knot will be underneath. So you guys can see how it looks at the top. Once you're done this, that's the only 2 ways that you need to worry about installing the hair. I showed you guys how to do it with the I-tip, and then the ones without it, how to do that as well. So once you're done that, you're really just gonna deal with your leave out. Now, I told you guys initially that you get 4 bundles of hair. I used all 4 bundles. I knew when I opened the pack and I saw that there were only 4 bundles that I would not have enough to be able to install it on my whole head and not use leave out. If you have thinner hair, if you have a smaller head, you can probably get away with it. But I know my hair is very thick and I have a lot of braids to cover. So I knew I would not have enough hair. Initially, I did not want to have leave out. I had kind of come up with a semi-creative way of how I was going to install the hair with no leave out, but it did not work out. So I would say if you do want to do this style and you do not want leave out and you have thick hair, a lot of hair, a big head, whatever, make sure you order an extra bundle. Okay, if you do 5 bundles, I think you'll have enough to be able to braid it up. If you want to really, really be on the safe side, order 6, but I think that you can get away with 5. The best thing about this style is that it is human hair. So you can wash your own natural hair while you have this hair in, and then you can style this hair. It's really just like having bundles. It honestly gives the look of tape-ins or micro links, but it's really easy to do yourself and it's super versatile. And the best thing about this that makes it different from tape-ins and micro links is that all of your hair is not out, which I personally love because I am natural. So the fact that I only have to flat iron my leave out at the top and the perimeter is really great, versus if it was tape-ins or micro links, my hair would be inside of the tape-in or micro link and be left out. So this works so much better. The hair is absolutely gorgeous and it blends so well with my natural texture. I also want to mention that these crochet braids are reusable. So that little I-tip type thing at the top, although the hair does lock in place really nicely so it doesn't slip out, you can actually undo those and you can take all of this hair out one by one, put it to the side, girl, and reuse it again in the future. So you do not have to throw it away. This hair is human hair, so it is more expensive than synthetic hair. So I love that I can reuse this style again. I also want to mention, if you do leave out, to make sure that you leave out a little extra hair at your crown, just so that you're able to cover up your braids and the eye tips as well. That is going to be it for today's video. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this style. I think it came out amazingly. I am absolutely in love with it, girl. 10 out of 10. Shout out to the Black-owned brands. Be sure to leave a comment down below, turn your post notifications on, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe on your way out, girl, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!